Sadguru. I get up at 6 a.m.
I'm sorry?
I get up at 6 a.m. Hurry-burry cooking. Get the children ready. Start by 8:30 a.m. to the office. Back from the office by 6:30. Then freshening up the children, myself, prayer, cook food, homework, sleep. In this hectic schedule, where can I fit yoga in my life?
Now, you get up at 6 o'clock and whatever time you go to bed, you have a busy day. Where is the time for yoga? You have time to eat, you have time to gossip, you have time to work, you have time to take care of everything, but you have no time to take care of yourself. That's what you're telling me. Now, this attitude is like you try to act like a martyr all the time. I have no time for myself, I'm giving myself totally to everybody. What is it that you're giving? Your agitations, irritations, your anxieties, passing it on to children, isn't it? If you're really concerned about your children, if you're truly concerned about your children, creating a joyful and loving atmosphere for their growth is most important. Not providing them shiny boots, not providing them better clothes, not providing them video games, not providing them something else is important. You creating an atmosphere of joy and love around them on a daily basis, moment to moment, is more important than all the nonsense that you're providing, isn't it so? Isn't it so? Yes or no? So what is your focus about life? If you're able to manage your work and your children, everything, do it. If you're unable to, do what you can do. Everybody can only do that much, isn't it? You want to do everything in the world, you will definitely go insane. How much you can do, each individual has to decide. Somebody may be able to get up at 6 o'clock and do all these things joyfully. Somebody else is not able to do. Accordingly, they have to adjust their life, isn't it? Now you have not gotten into all this, not because that's what you want to do, you are trying to be like somebody else. That's your whole problem. You want to have what other people have. You don't know whether you really need it or not. With all this work, what you have earned, your children, your husband, your wife or whatever, you are no more enjoying it. Then why do you need all this? All these things you created because you thought this is the source of your joy, isn't it? But right now, that has become the source of your anxiety and misery. Then you better look at the fundamentals of your life once again, isn't it? Isn't it so? You got educated, you found a job, you married, you produced children, all this why? Because you thought this is going to be the source of your happiness and well-being, isn't it so? But now that is taking your life. If it is so, you must look at it. One thing is, maybe if you're incapable of handling it, maybe you have to scale it down. If you're capable of enhancing your capabilities, you must do that. Now, if you invest, let us say, even 30 minutes a day into your yoga, you will see you will gain immensely, even in terms of time. One first thing that will happen is, your sleep quota will come down. Now if you're sleeping for 8 hours a day, that means 1/3 of your life you're sleeping it off, isn't it? 1/3 of your life you're just sleeping it off. If your body and your mind is more energized and active, your sleep quota will naturally come down. So if you gain 3-4 hours a day, just in terms of wakefulness, that's a huge thing, isn't it? Apart from that, if your body and mind was more organized, you would see. What I have found with people is, with simple process of yoga, within 6 to 8 weeks, lot of them, their level of performance becomes such. What they were doing in 8 hours, they're very easily able to do it in 3 to 4 hours. Simply because if you observe yourself through the day, suppose we take a video of your whole day without you being aware of it, you will notice how much unnecessary movement and unnecessary words and unnecessary activities are happening in your life. You must do it one day. Please hire a video cameraman and ask him to shoot you without you knowing about it. You will see how many unnecessary things you're doing in a day. If your mind became more organized, these unnecessary words, these unnecessary actions, these unnecessary things will disappear. Once they go away, you have lot of time. You have 24 hours to live, you know. Now, we don't have to make this into 26 hours, 24 hours are enough. We can do a lot in 24 hours. If we are organized and focused human beings, we can do plenty in 24 hours' time. If you're disorganized and unfocused, you think there is no time. Most of you are not busy, you're just preoccupied, aren't you? Isn't it so? Isn't it so? Just too much preoccupation in the mind. So, whoever the lady, please invest this half an hour a day. Get up at 5:30, okay? And you will see, suddenly the quality of your life will be very different. Don't go on with this argument, I have no time. Make time and see, it'll make a huge difference.
Bad things happen to people.
No, bad things don't happen to anybody. Things happen. Different kinds of things happen to people. When you don't like it, you think it's bad. See, suppose today is your wedding. You have to take a procession on the street. But a huge rain happens today, thunderstorm. It's a bad thing. Your wedding is all drenched. But somebody else has been praying for this rain. Somebody else feels so glad it's raining. So what is bad and good is just what you like and dislike, isn't it? Yes? So, let us not think of life in terms of good and bad, because you are all people who believe in God, isn't it? You believe in God, and when you believe that everything is created by Him, why are you going about judging what is good and bad? Maybe it's all needed for you. Otherwise, your belief is all a fake belief, isn't it? If you believe in God, everything that He is doing must be perfect, isn't it so? Yes or no? Or if His judgment is not good, we must fire Him. Isn't it so? If He doesn't know what He is doing, we must relieve Him of His job. If He knows what He is doing, we should not complain. Is that so? Somewhere we have gotten ourselves into a situation that there is no way out. We have made investments in our deception so deep that there is really no way out. Please see, right now, there is no way out of this. Now, if God knows what He is doing, whatever He does to you, you must be happier and happier, isn't it? Today, if He tells you enough of life, come back, you must be very happy, because after all, you're going to your Creator. But that is not the reality with you, isn't it? Yes? If your doctor tells you, you have only 2 days to live, you will become very miserable. You won't see, this is God's intention, how wonderful, I'm going back to Him. Will you go joyfully? No. Somewhere you are all mixed up in deceptions. The first and foremost thing that you owe to yourself is, you must at least be straight with yourself, 100%. Maybe you cannot afford to be straight with anybody in the world, but at least with yourself you must be 100% straight. You owe it to yourself, isn't it? Isn't it so? Now you said purva jalma, whatever, past life, karmas and vasanas and whatever. From where did you assume that there is another life? Somebody told you, isn't it? Why do you believe what somebody tells you? How do you know this man knows? You do not know, isn't it? Now if I talk about past lives, it may be a reality for me. It may be 100% truth for me. But as far as you are concerned, it is just a fairy tale, isn't it so? Yes or no? If I tell you a fairy tale, you have only two options, either to believe me or disbelieve me. If you believe me, it'll not get you anywhere. If you disbelieve me, it'll still not get you anywhere. Only thing is, if you believe me, you have an interesting story to tell someone. If you disbelieve, your life is barren. That's all the difference between believers and disbelievers. Disbelievers' life is little barren because they have no fairy tales. Believers have wonderful stories to tell. Isn't it so? You don't like it, I know, but is it so or no? Now, there are some people, see, believing something, why has it arisen within you? Let's look at this. Believing things which are not yet a reality in your life means somewhere you're lying to yourself, isn't it? Does it mean to say I must disbelieve? Disbelieving is also lying to yourself. Somebody believes in this, somebody disbelieves in this. Both of them are believing something, isn't it so? Yes? One person believes it is true, another person believes it is false. Both of them are believing something that they do not know. Once it happened like this. Gautama, the Buddha, you heard of Gautama? Yes. Gautama, one day, early morning, was sitting in a large congregation of his disciples. One man came, early morning. Sun is yet to rise, it is still dark. This man came, stood in the shadows out there. This man is a great devotee of Rama. He is a Ram Bhakta. All his life, he did only Ram, 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 Ram. Nothing else but Ram. His clothes are all printed Ram, Ram, you know, people. He did only Ram, nothing else but Ram. Age is passing away. Little doubt has come. Suppose there is no God, my whole life will go waste. He knows there is God because he just did not go to the temple, he built many temples. But suppose there is no God, the whole life will go waste saying Ram, Ram, Ram. How many of you believe in God? How many of you believe no God? One, two, only two, three. I thought there would be at least 100 hands. Now, this Ram Bhakta definitely knows there is God, but he just has a little doubt. Suppose there is no God, my whole life will go waste. You know these four people who don't believe in God? For them also the sun rises in the morning, from them also flowers bloom, for them also butterflies are beautiful, for them also everything happens. They seem to be even having a better time than me. So suppose there is no God, my whole life will go waste just saying Ram, 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 Ram. Now there is an enlightened being here, he wants to confirm. But being a great bhakta, how to ask this question? So early morning he has come, when it is still dark, he came and stood there in the corner and asked this inevitable question, is there God? Gautama looked at the man and gave a clear, emphatic no. The disciples, big relief. In their minds, this struggle has been going on, is there God or no God, God, no God. All the time, whenever they ask such questions, Gautama becomes silent, never answers. For the first time, he gave a clear no, no God. The message spread. The enlightened one has declared no God. Joy spread. Because if there is no God, nobody is snooping down on you and keeping accounts of what you're doing and what you're not doing to burn you in hell or whatever. You are just completely your own man. You can do whatever you want with your life, isn't it? So joy spread, message spread everywhere, celebrations happened. No God, enlightened one has declared no God, everybody happy. Evening, another man came. This man is a Charvaka. He also came and stood there. Sun has set. Once again it's in shadows. The man came and stood there. He is a Charvaka. You know who is a Charvaka? Charvakas were out and out materialists. They don't believe in anything other than what they see. Those days there used to be professional Charvakas. As there are missionaries of God who are going about spreading the belief in God, there are missionaries of no God going about spreading that there is no God, no God, no God. He is an expert Charvaka. Whatever kind of devotee you are, if you talk to him for 10 minutes, he will prove to you there is no God. He has proved to thousands of people, no God. Age is passing away, just a little doubt has come. Suppose there is God. When I go there, will he leave me alone? And these believers also say he has all kinds of torture equipment in his hell and all that stuff. So just a little doubt. He knows there is no God, but little doubt. So he came to confirm. Again he asked the same question, is there God? Gautama looked at the man and said, yes. Again disciples went into turmoil. Morning he said no, they were all happy. Evening he says there is God. What is the game anyway? See, whatever you believe, it is your belief. It's got nothing to do with the reality. You believe there is God, it's your nonsense. You believe there is no God, it is still your nonsense, isn't it? The reality is you really don't know. If you see, I do not know, if you become a big I do not know, then the longing to know will burn within you. When the longing comes, seeking will happen. When the seeking happens, knowing will anyway come. Because what you are sitting is not sitting on top of Himalayas, it is right here. What is within you cannot be denied to you by anybody else except yourself, isn't it so? Yes? And you will deny it to yourself simply because you believe something. You believe there is God, you believe there is no God. You are still in the same boat, but you think you're opposite parties. Both of you are believing something that you do not know. If you simply say, I do not know, the very nature of your intelligence is such that you cannot live with I do not know forever. You have to find it. Once the longing arises to find it, to know what is within you, to experience what is within you, how long should it take? How long should it take? 12 years of yoga? How long should it take? If you are willing, it's just one moment, isn't it so? Yes? But your willingness is not there because you've invested in your belief systems. You believe in so many things that you do not know. So let's not talk about past lives and future lives. Let's talk about this one. Because you know only this one, rest is all fairy tale, isn't it? From the moment you were born to this moment, what kind of parents you had, what kind of family you had, what kind of education, what kind of friends, all the things that you did, all the things that you did not do, does it decide who you are right now? Does it decide who you are right now? Yes? The very way you think, the very way you feel, the very way you understand everything is the way your past activity has been, isn't it so? Is that so? Is that so? Yes. So, it is this activity that we are referring to as karma. From the day you were born till now, what all you did, that is your karma. Accordingly, your mind, accordingly you think, accordingly you feel, accordingly you experience your life, isn't it? Does karma go beyond these limitations? Yes, definitely yes, no question about it. But you should not believe it. I'm saying yes. Don't believe the nonsense that I say. I want you to just look into yourself and see what is true with you, what is not true with you. Because if you want to make a journey, if you're serious about making a journey in your life, you must start only from the seat in which you're sitting. Whether your destination is next street or the moon, you can start your journey only from the seat in which you're sitting right now. Is it so? Is it so? If you try to start your journey somewhere else where you are not, then your whole life will be wasted in hallucination. Your whole life will be wasted in imaginations. If you are really sincere and serious about making a journey, first thing is to see, what I know, what I do not know, I do not know. Now, with my longing to know, I can see what is the next step and the next step and the next step. This is the only way you will go somewhere, otherwise you'll just hallucinate.
सब कह रहे हैं आदि योगी, योग के स्पर्श से अब योग में करना है तन मन। सांस शाश्वत सनन सननन, प्राण गुंजन घनन घननन, उतरे मुझ में आदि योगी, योग धारा छलक छन छन। सांस शाश्वत सनन सननन, प्राण गुंजन घनन घननन, उतरे मुझ में आदि योगी, उतरे मुझ में आदि योगी। पीस दो अस्तित्व मेरा और कर दो चूरा चूरा, पूर्ण होने दो मुझे और होने दो अब पूरा